Hi there and welcome to Craft Jitsu's How to Embroider a Chaffinch video, part 2. Now here you can see we're just finishing the stem stitch on that little white section of the wing, and now it's for this black piece here, which is all done in stem stitch. And as I was explaining in the previous video, just keep following the direction lines that you made earlier. And next for this white section here, more stem stitch I'm afraid. And not forgetting this tiny little white feather here. And a small grey patch just underneath. Now we're going to start on the main wing section. Now these stitches can get a little bit longer, and again in stem stitch. And now we can fit in this little white section. Now we backstitch along the back of the wing, just to keep all the stitching nice and straight again. Then carry on filling in the black section. You can ignore the lines that I've drawn in for the wing at the moment because we're going to put those on top of the black section. Sometimes it's better when you're drawing out the bird to be able to draw everything in, and then you can decide what you want to add on top of the previous stitching. Now please let me know what you think about this video. It was an experiment to put up, and if you're bored rigid I'd love to know, or if you're really intrigued and want to know more then I'd love to know that too. Now this little grey section underneath the wing. And then the tail, and again these stitches can be quite long. Now we're going to start his chest. And don't forget you can do this in the same way that you did the top of his head by going outside the lines sometimes and creating those small fluffy bits. Next we start the foot. I know it's a bit strange to do it now, but sometimes it's nice to have a break in the middle of all that stitching, and ultimately the chest feathers will cover up some of the foot, so you need to do it before you get to that point. And back on with the chest. If only in real life it was this fast. Again, you can see I'm covering up a lot of the colour change lines, but I'll add in extra colours on top of this later. This is just a base coat really. Now we're going to start adding in the extra colours so it doesn't look so flat. We're going to start by brightening the beak a little bit and adding a bit of shadow to the bottom. This colour is also quite useful to darken the head and then a bit for the top of the shoulder. Now we're going to darken up the cheeks a little bit. And this colour would also work nicely in the back. And at the bottom of his shoulder section. Now I try this brown on the tummy, but it's just too dark, so I've unpicked it. Now we start adding darker colours to his chest. And just keep referring to your reference picture to see where all the new colours go. And now we add in some white under the wing. And then more white here by his feet. And then a bit in his chest as well. Now the chest looks a bit pink, so I'm using a slightly browner colour just to dull it down a little bit. And a darker grey here to add shadow. Now we're going to add some pale grey into the top of the head and along the top of the shoulder. And now we're going to do the edges of the wing feathers. And we're going to edge the tail in this kind of slightly greeny colour. And we're going to finish off the tail by just back stitching round and sewing into that little tiny bit at the end. And now he's all finished.